Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video on Umamusume, we just got the drop for the February schedule here. It just came out 12 minutes ago. Someone let me know while we're streaming here. So I thought we'd go ahead and take a look at it and see what we have coming up. And so all this stuff is pretty much stuff that we've talked about in the past. They've been fairly predictable to a certain extent. But when looking at the timeline, things have kind of shifted in terms of when they're happening, whether we're accelerating more or decelerating, or how that's all kind of going. And so first we'll go right out the bat, taking a look at this first one. So this is going to be the banner that I've talked about, where it's going to include all of the Umas up to New Year's TM Opera O and Urara, but none of them are raid ups. And so you can pretty much get any of them at a random chance when you pull a 3-star, but the big thing on this banner is being able to select any of them for your pity. So if you're one of those people, you have like a very specific one, maybe you started late, that you want to absolutely get, this is the banner you can do that on. Just know that you're almost certainly going to need to pity them because none of them are raid up. It's not like you get to select what's raid up. You just pull until you hit 200 and then you select the Uma you want. So a pricey one, but it is a way to pretty much guarantee any Uma that is currently out up to this point. And then it gets paired with the most trolliest banner out there. I've shown this one a couple times. Actually, I'll just open a new one here. But this is a do not pull, even though it is a PAL card. It's a garbage PAL card. And so we are getting into, if you look at Game Tora, we are going to be now on the 2022 banners. Of course, we're passing the New Year's ones. It's this one right here. It has the Tamamo Cross Guts card. You never pull over the SRs. But this one, a very trolly card here. Basically, has the ability to give you a bunch of purples. And then you have, I mean, she has Umastan, I guess, if you care about that. But you have Nothing Ventured. Greatly increased velocity in the second half of the race, but also greatly increased fatigue. Or basically almost a negative gold recovery. Or wait, no. That's speed. Never mind. I mean, or a -1 right there. Yeah, this card's garbage, even if it's not as bad as I just said, but it is garbage. And she doesn't really give anything else crazy. You're just trolling yourself if you use this card. Now, you could say maybe for trying to get your rank to be able to fit into Open League, you could use it. But other than that, absolutely not. Absolutely garbage card. And then we have New Beginnings Part 2. This is one we were kind of talking about here. This is when we're most likely we're going to see this thing right here. Man, I've opened up so many things. These two banners come out alongside some more daily carrots and all that. Is just like we've seen in the past with like the summer event and all that, half anniversary. Just you get a random 3-star character. And the other one is a random 3-star support card. These are paid banners. So the same thing we've already seen, except now it's going to include more support cards and more Umas. So it's going to be even more random. So if you've already been pulling, you already have most of the Umas you want. And you have a pretty decent roster. This can be kind of trolly on you. You might get something you already have. But if you're brand new and you're willing to spend money, this could be a really good way to just get one random Uma. But most will say these aren't worth it, especially the support cards, because it is random. And unless there's like a bunch of support cards that you only need one copy of that really get huge value, this one's kind of trolly as well. I've been buying them, and this one's never paid off. I will say that. I've never gotten anything good out of this one. Then again, I almost get nothing good out of the free ones they give either on the randoms. So we have that, then Capricorn Cup, and this is where we're seeing some more acceleration versus what we're kind of estimating. They have it starting the sign up on February 9th, and then it'll last all the way through February 19th. But when we look at what the estimated timeline was showing for Capricorn Cup, we originally were saying February 14th through the 24th. So that's 5 days earlier. 5 days earlier than we were estimating. And so Capricorn Cup is starting here in 9 days. So, well, the registration. So you can say, actually, it's like 2 weeks from now. So it's coming. I mean, it's basically been how all the champions meetings have been, about every 2 weeks-ish. A little bit over 2 weeks. and the next one starts. So I'll just start working on those sprinters. This one is 100% super gamble. Just build, and I made a video on this already. You just basically build a sprinter. Turf S is more important than Sprint S, and get all those random gamble skills as well as having a decent mid leg. And yeah, you have like a 33% chance to win. It's that much. It's just that. It's a big gamble. And then we go on to the next banner, another trolley banner on the support cards. Tazuna, she's out of here. If you've been using her at all for Unity Cup at this point, she's completely dead in making you track. She has no race bonus. Rico does have 10% race bonus, so she is usable in making you track, but definitely not better than like a million other options. And if you don't already have her MLB from MLBing her for Unity Cup, just go ahead and skip her. There's no point on pulling for that one, especially when you have this next banner that they have showing coming up, which is the big one. This is the big Uma pull that I think most people are going to want to pull because she's very, very good and very easy to build, especially for free-to-plays. And that is the Mihono Bourbon Valentines Uma here, alongside coming with Asian Flash with her Valentine's version. And she's actually a Dominator, which if you like having your debuffers, she has Dominate for medium, alongside the Valentine's Baksheen and Nishino Flower. These are decent cards, but very whaley cards. Baksheen giving you just like Smart Falcon, that she can give groundwork, and very usable in the Guts build for your front runners in making you track, but absolutely not worth it to pull unless you're a super whale. Nishino Flower having Determined Descent, the gold version of the downhill random excel. So pretty good banner here though for Mihono Bourbon. And just taking a quick look at her, the main reason you're going to want to pull her for her is how easy she's to build. She has groundwork. Boom, you have groundwork. You have front runner savvy, so one of your greens for groundwork. If it's a wet conditions, you can get wet conditions for activation. But you don't even need that because she has early lead and concentration. And when we get into making you track, you're going to have such high wit. You can you can highly count on, I won't say it's guaranteed, but you can kind of count on being able to activate groundwork most of the time alongside concentration and early lead with very high wit in making you track. So you have those, and then also you have Escaped Artist, like the best mid-leg skill for a frontrunner. And so just an easy pickup, and you will have no problems building frontrunners with her. And so we have that. Then we have the next story event. And so this one is, what is it called? What are they calling it now? The Peak of Confection, I think. The Peak of Confection. So that one is, we go up here. Now we've already had the big support cards come out, which was the Yukino Bijin and Mihono Bourbon Wit. Those are like the big pickups. Now if we actually go to these here, and no, I'm actually on the wrong ones here. Let's go to story event list. We'll go down to the event. This one right here. Okay, so a completely different name is the Past Year, Grand Year. I know, I definitely said Pat T. Okay, I'm not even gonna try and say it. I'm mispronouncing it. I'll get a lot of crap. We'll just go with the Peak of Confection that they have for us and English speakers. We go down here. Oh, never mind. This is the Tosin Jordan one. Okay, this is another potential good banner. I'm mistaken. This one is potentially good. And this is gonna all, to me, depend on if we get the second evolutions early. And that is because it has Breath of Fresh Air. If we get the evolution update early, included with that is a buffs to a bunch of the skills. And so Breath of Fresh Air gets a buff, a much needed buff for it, in that it now only can activate in the mid race. On a straightaway, of course. Not a corner, but it's guaranteed to be in the mid race. So just as good as Groundwork. And this is going to be a free-to-play speed card that everybody's going to have available to them. And it has 5% race bonus. Not as good as 10% what you want, but it's good enough to make it usable within making you track. has initial power on it, has a little bit training effectiveness at 10%. So while not the best, it can be one of your speed cards, gets you Breath of Fresh Air. One negative, if you played when the game launched with your special week going for Gourmand, it was a 50-50. You have the same thing here. It's 50-50 whether you get Breath of Fresh Air or Straight Array Recovery. But just know that this has, that card does have a lot of potential. But Breath of Fresh Air is a gambly skill right now, so if we do not get evolutions early, I would not want to use that card. Just because I'm not going to gamble on getting Breath of Fresh Air off. Unless you're building a Christmas Ogre cap for a specific track where you want that as one of your heals, potentially. But we have that coming alongside the event. And of course, you have everything else that comes with it. And let me make sure here. Oh, did I already close it? God dang it. Let me reopen it here. I'm not sure if this was the one where we started getting the hint skill books here. Because one of these events, we're getting close to the event that gives us the hint skill book. So pretty much all the same things. Yeah, this was not the first one that does it. I think it's the one after. Okay, they're still not there. I do know they start showing up soon. Let's see. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is just to kind of look at the timeline, but I thought, yeah, here they are. So we're 2 story events away from actually being able to get more Book of Hints. So that is not going to probably be until making new track drops, I'm going to guess. And so we have that. Of course, we then also have the Agnes Tachyon Power, Ines Fujin, whatever that one is. I don't even remember. The SR card. Easy skip there. And then, and I'm not remembering like half these Uma names because most of these are easy skips for me. Mihono Bourbon, Valentines is the big pickup. But we have, who is it here? Majro Arden. Okay. We have her next, and then right after that, of course, Legend Races will be dropping for Gold City, Majro Dober, as well as Hishi Amazon. And that's pretty much it for February. It's actually a fairly simple month. The biggest thing on here really is Mihono Bourbon Valentines. We can expect not long after this, though, because as you see, this is the Majro Arden banner. When we actually look at it, we are 2 weeks away from Kita-san Black's banner, which is when Make a New Track starts. So if we actually go all the way down here, Kita-san Black will drop alongside the NTR banner, and that is when Make a New Track drops. So looking at the timeline, because it was 5 days ahead on Capricorn Cup, when we look at Mihono Bourbon Valentines starting the 18th, we originally estimated it to be, well, they may have updated it already now at this point, but it was saying like the 20th or something. I believe they may have literally just updated this. But they moved everything a little bit forward. Which would show, yeah, so 14th. Oh no, I guess they didn't. So it's kind of close here. Yeah, so 18th instead of the 19th. So as you can see, Make a New Track is coming probably around the beginning of March. So March 10th, March 11th. It'll kind of be around there. So we're getting really close. And but that is that for the timeline. Nothing too crazy this month, but it's looking pretty good. And also, before we end this, one thing someone had mentioned in chat is that we will be able to get a Rainbow Crystal. We should, at this point, have your first, be able to get all 20 of those shards to make your first Rainbow Crystal. And if you haven't used the free one yet, you should, at this point, have 2 ready to go. And also the same thing with the SR crystal, which hopefully you've been holding on to those if you're going to be pulling for that Admire Vega card on the NTR banner. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for the timeline. And if you like my content, if you can like, comment, subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.